To the Mounties Corner. I am your host, Ed the Mountie. Welcome to the Mountiecast, guys. We appreciate you a lot, and I have a special guest again. I always have special guests. This is nothing new, but this guy's different. This guy I met in the Great Balls of Fire when that was coming out, and everybody was just freaking out about the name and everything, and I made my video, and I wanted to see what other people were doing, and I came across his channel. And you know what? He's been nothing but a good friend since then. I'd like to introduce you to, if you haven't heard of him already, which you should, but if you didn't, I forgive you. This is Broken Empire. Broken, what's going on, baby?
Hey, everyone. I'm so happy to be on the Mounties Corner today. Yeah, as you said, we found each other from Great Balls of Fire, so at least one good thing came out of that name, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I love the work that you did. I think you were in a trunk. Were you in a trunk of your car? How did you get that idea to go in the trunk of your car?
I don't know. I just kind of felt like it'd be kind of funny. I'm just like, here, I'm in a trunk. It's the only place I can contain my anger.
Well, we loved it for sure. So welcome to the Mountiecast. You're one of, I think you're the fifth member right now, fifth guest, and you know what? We love you here. And anybody my subscribers that hasn't heard of you, feel free to go check him out. I'm gonna actually put your I forgot to do that. I'm gonna put your channel name in my description for later on for people to go check you guys out. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
So I'm 15 years old. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. Same place as Alexa Bliss. She's my favorite women's wrestler. So yeah, I just started YouTube in 2015, and me and my friends we got bored during summer break, and so then we just started a YouTube channel, and it was just kind of fun stuff. And then maybe mid 2016 is when I started wrestling. Like I just started doing wrestling predictions, and ever since then, the fan base has gotten stronger. Wrestling content, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So like you started the channel with your friends. And who came up with the name?
Like the name was originally called The World in a Channel because we were just like stumped and we couldn't think of a name. So we just thought of something that could be all encompassing, and that was not good. We didn't think that was a good name later on. So, Broken Empire, here we are.
So you pretty much mixed or put together like the Broken Angle and the Roman Empire. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
I figured that one out. I'm so smart. It's unbelievable. So you started this, and when did you start again? You said
September 2015.
Okay, so yeah, you're like a veteran in the YouTube.
I guess you could say
so. That. Yeah, and what made you kind of keep going, like friends, and then what you said, okay, I'm gonna take care of this from now on. Like how did you guys sort of set that? Like was it you that started the actual channel and your friends were just there, or how did that happen?
Me and my friends started it together, but then like it was just as like I didn't think I could edit. I just didn't think I could do it. And then so my friend, he was the one editing, and I was just like sitting behind him giving him ideas on what to do somehow. And then I was like, let me try this out, and then I figured out I could edit myself, and then I just started grinding out content from there.
Yeah, because I've noticed like your channel has obviously gotten a lot better as it went. Your thumbnails are strong, your editing is amazing. The quality, everything about it is spot on, like exactly what you would expect in like a solid channel. I've seen some other ones where I'm like, when there's nothing wrong with that. Some people just want to, be, true to their brand, if you will, and just kind of keep going with that direction. But you always kind of seem to change it up a little bit but still be true to the things that you started with. It's been the entertaining part where I especially like, I don't know if you've been doing these as much anymore. One thing that I really enjoyed from your channel is when you do the predictions with your friends, and then whoever had the least amount of matches right at the end of it would have to do like some sort of a challenge, like I think you did like a water balloon one, and there was a couple others. So run us through how did that start?
So, we just thought like everyone does predictions. So how could we like make our own thing and have fun doing it? So, we were just like, all right, well, whoever loses, they have a punishment, and it'll be really entertaining for everyone.
That's great. That's great. So yeah, keep up the good work there. And I think you're creeping up on 500 subscribers. So, you're doing all the right things, and hopefully some of my subscribers can come and help you out and go check out your stuff. That's fantastic. So we have you here. We don't really have a set sort of, topic for this particular one, but we've got a lot of things going on, right? We have the Royal Rumble coming up. Recent Raw and SmackDown this week that just happened. Very solid, very solid. Both episodes were awesome. So, do you think Raw is heading going into the Rumble? It seems like, they already got everything kind of started off with the Lesnar and Kane. No Strowman came at the end of that. Where do you think this is going? Like, this is early for this, Normally they wait it out.
Like, first of all, I just want to point out that when there was no Strowman, I was literally so confused, and it actually bothered me. I was like, that's a really flat way to end a pretty good show.
Yeah, it did seem like it ended a little bit abruptly, I will say. Like, I think everybody was kind of waiting for Strowman to come out, but I think because they teased it and they don't want to give everybody all three of them in a ring at once yet. I think like next week, if I had to predict this, I think next week you're gonna probably see Lesnar. That's a good one. But if Lesnar's there, you might have like Lesnar against Strowman, and then maybe the week after that they have all three of them there. They're probably gonna wait until the week of Royal Rumble, maybe, to sort of have that. But I think it's the Raw anniversary, the week of Royal Rumble, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it's the Raw before the Royal Rumble is the 25th.
Yeah. So they're gonna have to incorporate a way to, continue with the storylines and bring back, whoever's kind of superstars. Hopefully we got some cool returns like they've done in the past. Maybe Psycho Sid again. That one was a good one. I remember that one. I mean, or one night only sort of matches, and they have enough time to do it. Let's be honest, 3 hours, they can have a lot of fun with that sort of thing. So it's Raw has been better. Obviously this is getting to that high season for WWE. This is where they're going to be popping. They're going to be firing because this is the road to WrestleMania, as you know. And how did you get into wrestling? I wanted to ask you that.
Okay, so my friend, he was obsessed with wrestling when we were like little kids, like kayfabe and all that stuff existed. So he really loved wrestling, and then he showed me wrestling, and I really wasn't into it, I guess you could say that. But then I was just, he showed me John Cena, right? And then I was really into John Cena. And so then I got into wrestling, but I didn't watch it because I didn't have the channel on my cable. And so I just kind of was like, oh, cool, wrestling. Like, I liked it, but I didn't watch it and all that stuff. And so then in like 2012, we changed our cable from like Dish to AT&T. Okay. 2012, I think. And then the night after TLC, was it 2012 or 2013 when they unified the belts?
2013.
Yeah, so the night after that, I saw the episode of Raw, and like they were showing the replays with Randy Orton and John Cena in the ladder match, and it just really caught my eye. And it wasn't even on USA; it was like some Raw replay on like a Spanish-speaking channel.
Was that when they had the TLC match?
Yeah, for when they unified the two belts.
Yeah, I was so no offense to you, but I was really glad that Orton won that one. I had to say, I mean, I got a towel of him right behind me. Can you see him? Look, I'm rubbing it. I'm rubbing the title on him. This is weird, but
I got this guy right here.
Oh, there you go. Wow. So it's like we're unifying again. This is like, are we going to break out into a TLC match? Broken Empire and Mountie?
I think we are.
We should. You're not that far away from me. I should take a trip up to Ohio. That's where you're from, right?
Yep.
So you're from Ohio. You're East Coast. Yeah, I gotta come out there. I gotta come check out the Broken Court. That's gonna be great. But so you're John Cena. I can't fault you for that. Like, I'll be honest, right? I was a massive wrestling fan. had 2 years where I didn't follow it. And there was like peak time too. Like I think it was around Evolution and stuff like that when it was just forming. Like I missed some pretty good stuff. And I got back in with John Cena and Batista and Randy Orton. Those three guys were like, I'm like, okay, actually, what's going on? This is something I haven't seen. Who are these guys? But I'm intrigued and I want to see what's going on. And of course, it sucked me back in. And since then, I've just been, well, as all about it, right? And but John Cena too, I loved it when he was, like that WrestleMania 20, 21, especially WrestleMania 20. Like that year when he was against the Big Show, I could see why everybody liked him. His character was a little bit different, a little bit more hardcore with the rapping and everything. I mean, how can you not like that guy, right? He had an awesome theme song. He had everything kind of going. Like you just knew that he was going to be a big deal, right? I'm sure you thought so too.
I just wish that when he was that character that I was into it. Like I wish back then I watched wrestling because I missed all that.
Yeah, because it was a fun little ride just to see all that kind of happen and everything. But I was late to the party, like I technically missed that. Like I only started getting really into it right around WrestleMania 22. So I missed 20 and 21. Like those are some big ones that I missed. I'm really upset at myself, but I was kind of going through college and everything, and I didn't have like it's kind of like you. I didn't have the channel anymore, and a lot of the Attitude guys were kind of phasing out. So, and that's how it goes with fans, right? Especially guys that are my age, 32 and over. They'll tell you, I used to watch it, or I was a massive fan, and then Rock and Austin left, and whatever, I didn't really care for it anymore. And that's how it went. Like as soon as the PG era and everything else happened, they were like, no, I'm out. And you kind of understand. I mean, maybe you understand. Have you ever spoke to anybody that kind of said those particular reasons why they don't watch it anymore?
I mean, not like directly, but like some people that I talk to, they're like, oh yeah, I used to watch wrestling back in the old days, like Rock and Austin and all that stuff.
Yeah, they like that, and then they'll even like the older stuff. But like it's funny because they'll just like not watch it anymore. And it's just, I don't know, I always found it pretty interesting because it goes two ways. Either something happens and it brings you in and continues that path and that road, and then you're just a fan for life, or like that was like this either the sticking point or the breaking point for people. And then the breaking point for people, they would just tune out, never watch it again. Maybe WrestleMania, and they're asking every single match, who's this guy? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? It's
one of my friends. Yeah, he's pretty much like that, where he used to watch it, and we used to talk about it and stuff. But now he just watches he's starting to watch Raw and SmackDown again. But sometimes he's like, who's that guy? And I'm like, dude, that's that's like Cedric Alexander. He knows none of the cruiserweights.
None of the cruiserweights. Like I have some friends that don't even know who like Dean Ambrose is, and they have no idea. Some people don't even know who Roman Reigns is. Like it's crazy now. Like they don't really have the same, in my opinion. It's close. Certain superstars do. John Cena has it, right? Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, but it's not like before, where before it's like everybody knew who everybody was almost. You know what I mean? Now it's just like completely different. Even like Roman Reigns, you ask a non-wrestling fan who Roman Reigns is, they might not even know. It's crazy. And he's like one of the top guys.
They just all remember, they only remember The Rock, Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, all those guys.
Yeah, exactly. So you have this channel, you're rolling with it. You kind of, took the reins by the horn, whatever the expression is, and you just went with it. So what keeps you on a weekly basis, because you upload videos pretty much weekly, what keeps you going? What is your goal here? Like what is Broken Empire all about? Where are you going?
Honestly, it's just really fun for me to make. I love to see something on the internet, like something that I created, and it's like I did that,
Yeah. No, I could see that. So you started getting some fan base, and that makes it more fun too, doesn't it? It makes it a lot more fun when people are interactive with you and you start having comments and it's excited. I know that voice. Yep. That's your brother, isn't it?
There he is.
Little Empire.
in his
Just kidding.
WWE 13 t-shirt.
Lit.
There it is. There he is. You're late to the party, buddy. Where have you been?
I'm playing Mario Kart with my friends.
All right, fine. I understand.
All three of us.
Good job.
So I'm
I'm
behind.
God.
It took 10 years, but it worked.
Well, there he was.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, that's the winner of the second contest.
Mm-hmm.
Were you jealous? He left the room. You could tell me.
I mean, no, I wasn't jealous.
Are you sure? Yeah, you seem pretty proud of it, though. You know, I thought it was amazing. Like, I started writing out all the names and everything, and I was like, oh my god, Little Missile won. You got to hook me up with his channel, right? Does he have any videos up yet?
Yeah, he posted one about his Christmas presents. He renamed his channel though. It's Broken Angad, which is his name, ANGAD.
Okay, you got to send that to me so I can go check it out.
All right.
Hey, Heal by Nature popped by. What an honor. What's going on, Heal by Nature? He's not going to stick around. He just wanted to stop in and say what's up. So we respect you, buddy. We love your stuff. What about you, Broken Empire? He's a good, huh?
Dude, yeah. He honestly, like, that's where I get all my news from because he does it the fastest and it's the most accurate.
It is. It is. It's just solid, right to the point. 1-2 minute videos. It's spectacular work, man. I really enjoyed being on his podcasts, and I'm actually going to be having him on mine soon. So feel special, Broken Empire. You came before Heal by Nature, but don't tell him I said that. Maybe he's still kicking around. I'm going to get in trouble, huh?
Blue Demon, what's up?
Blue Demon, buddy. Oh, man, this is a star-stacked comment section. Wow, what an honor. Blue Demon, he's got an amazing channel, too. You ever see his reactions and stuff? That's how I actually heard about him. Was when...
Yeah, no, I saw his channel. Like, right around Mania 32, I think. I, like, saw his reactions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I only heard about him when we were both featured on the WWE network. So like I started going around and saying, hey, what's going on? Hey, congratulations for being, on it. And then just so happens Steve's from Wrestling Ramble was like, he asked me to be on the SummerSlam episode. I don't know if you checked that one out. There was like 7 of us and Blue Demon was on it too. And I was like, oh, this is going to be great, man. So what are the odds? It's a great community. I love it. So we have Sean Garrett, also Adam Fryer. I think he's from you. So welcome to the Mounties Club here. We got Broken Empire, Jeremiah Noble, the King. Man, we got a good little thing going on right here.
Adam Fryer came from that stream I had a few days ago.
That's right. So thanks for bringing him over and welcome Adam Fryer. So we got the Royal Rumble coming up. Okay, here's the thing. I want to talk about this. We have 6 people named in the Royal Rumble. 6 participants have put their hat in the ring. See what I did there? And you have Elias, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, John Cena, Finn Balor, and Baron Corbin. Tell me one thing that you would like to see from 6 of these guys. We'll start with the first one. Let's go with Elias. What do you want to see? Where do you want to see him enter? Let's go.
Elias. I want to see him eliminate somebody with a guitar to the head.
That's not bad. I can almost see him being either 1 or 2 because let's face it, he's going to probably kick off the Rumble with his little, gling, 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 gling. I'm in this city, Philly, and it's smelly. He's going to do something like that. And he should have a good go. Unless number 2, like I'm just in my own head, unless number 2 is like a massive over-the-top fan favorite and just like eliminates him right away. And I don't think he deserves that, though. He's not like a normal heel. He's a respected heel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's pretty over with the crowd, even when he's talking crap.
Well, WWE stands for Walk with Elias, and I thought that was genius.
Same. And when he said that, I was like, there's merch right there.
No kidding. Like, how the Miz did his little upside down W and like, for the Miz and Miz TV, like he should obviously come out with some shirt that has like the logo and like, says like, I don't know, they got to do something with it. Like you said, obviously it's going to happen. We all know it. It's just a matter of time. And it's going to be a $30 t-shirt, at least Canadian. So it'll probably be what, $23 US. So Elias is going to, hopefully, he should get, in my opinion, at least 15 minutes in the Rumble. Maybe more, maybe 20. He should have a good go. What do you think?
Yeah, he's been having pretty good showings. I mean, with John Cena, like he went for a good how long was that match? Like 12 minutes?
It was pretty long. And it was good. And I love the fact that they're not squashing him. They're making him look like really credible. Kind of like what they're doing with Jason Jordan. You know?
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of giving them a little bit of a challenge. You're not 100% sure if they're going to win. But you kind of know they're not. But, you know, it can go either way. And I like that. I like the fact that they're giving Elias that kind of limelight. I think it's going to pay off for him in the long term. So you got Randy Orton. Where do you see him entering? And what do you want to see from him? And obviously, let me know if you think one of these guys is going to win.
Well, I don't think Randy Orton's going to win because, you know, he won last year, and there's no way they would just make Randy Orton win for no reason at all. He's just in there.
Yeah, he's just in there. He's probably going to be in there for – I always see him in, like, the early 20s, maybe.
Yeah,
you know?
like towards the
Something
end.
like that. Yeah, towards the end, he does a bit of damage. He has his little RKO frenzy.
Yeah, he just comes in, hits about like 5 RKOs.
Who eliminates him?
If they want to, like, it could just be like a random elimination, or they could like try and start a rivalry out of it or something.
Yeah, that's it. What about if Nakamura eliminates him?
That sounds cool, but I think like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens should get in there together and just like cause havoc.
Not a bad idea, but do you really think Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are going to be in the Rumble now that they're in the main event? Yeah, you forgot about that, didn't you?
Crap.
So, okay, we have Randy Orton, Elias, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Heavy favorite to win. What do you think?
Out of those guys, I think it's Shinsuke because, you know, the easy way out, Shinsuke versus AJ at WrestleMania.
Easy way out. Something that the fans will really want to see. Do you want to see that match?
Definitely.
They have Shinsuke and another favorite to win, John Cena, your boy.
He's my boy, but like him against AJ at Mania, I just, you know, we've seen that match already, and we need something different. You know what I'm saying?
We have seen it, and we saw it on the big scale. In fact, we saw it at Royal Rumble. I think about, was it last year? We saw it last year, right?
Match of the year contender, definitely.
Yeah, we saw it. Yeah, it was amazing. And I don't know. I would say that there was a better chance of him winning with the fact, like, if Jinder would have won, I think it would have helped his chances of winning the Rumble, because then you could have went with the John Cena wins the Rumble and goes off to face Jinder, dethrones him, gives him the 17th title reign, and then else after that, it just doesn't matter, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But now that AJ Styles is the champion, I don't know, I feel like it takes his chances a little bit. I'm also kind of hearing rumbles, pardon the pun, about Undertaker versus John Cena. What do you think about that?
I honestly don't think Taker could go again. Like, seriously. Especially after he symbolized himself leaving with the hat and the coat in the ring and everything. I don't think that, first of all, they shouldn't have him back because, you know, he symbolized retiring. And second of all, if he can't do it, don't make him, because it got ugly last year.
Yeah, it was it was a good match between him and Reigns. I kind of enjoyed it for what it was. But I kind of agree with you where it could, you know, I mean, that why else would he put, you know, the hat, the cloak, the gloves, everything in the ring, come back the following year, right? But that's what I'm hearing. Am I crazy?
He is going to be at the 25th anniversary, so I'm like, I really want to know what he's going to do there.
Well, this is what I'm going to say. Like, Undertaker has a presence where, you know what? even if he doesn't become on the match card, fine. But you can still kind of put a little segment in there with him where he comes out and he just kind of choke slams somebody or gives somebody a tombstone and he does his little thing in the middle of the ring. You know what I mean? Like somebody's just rambling for like 2-3 minutes and then he just comes out and whips the crap out of him. What do you think?
Yeah, no, that should be how they use him from now on, because I don't think he should wrestle a match.
A full match should be tough, man. Like I haven't heard anything regarding him training or getting in shape for anything. So it'd be interesting to see which way they're gonna go with John Cena. Say so he doesn't win the Rumble and then he doesn't fight Taker. What do you do with Cena?
I'm like, so from Heel by Nature's channel, I heard that there's a major match for John Cena, but they don't know against who just yet. So there could be like a return. Like I'm hearing Batista could return for that.
Ooh. A lot of people are not enjoying the Batista return Rumbles, but I kind of do. I always liked him. And even though like his last time around, it didn't quite go as I would have expected it, I think just got to stop with the advertising of returns already.
Seriously. Oh my gosh, dude.
They ruin stuff. Even The Miz. They have The Miz coming back in Raw next week. It's like, just let it happen.
Oh, yeah. I was doing a live stream, and somebody asked me in the chat, they were like, who do you think should return for the Rumble? And I was like, The Miz. And then they were like, no, they already advertised The Miz showing up next week. I'm like, are you serious right now?
Same thing. I was there, and I was talking about it. This, in my last podcast and the one before and whatever. And especially if you're going to win the Rumble, you could have done it. You could have had him return and maybe win. But I guess they're not going to go with him winning if they're going to advertise him to come back on Raw. It sounds like to me that they're just finding a way to get people to maybe tune in a little bit more to it next week because they understand the importance of The Miz and everything that he's brought to the Raw table this year has just been spectacular. I would have him win. Wouldn't you? After the year he's had? Wrestler of the Year.
I would love to see Miz win the Rumble, but I don't know if they're just ready to pull the trigger on a full-on Miz push. And also, if he won, then like, what would he face? Brock Lesnar?
I think they would have to come up with some sort of angle where they move him to SmackDown.
After he won the Rumble?
Yeah.
I just think that would be like kind of difficult to just do on the spot.
I don't know. Not if they incorporate some rules as we go in the next few weeks, like, oh, breaking news, but like what they did with the Women's Rumble, they kind of like, oh, by the way, it's going to be 30 with the Men's Rumble and be like, we just got word from Mr. McMahon that whoever wins the Rumble can challenge anybody on Raw or SmackDown. They could easily do that.
I think they should like start bringing up the idea of the brands trading superstars because I haven't seen that happen at all, and I think that would be kind of cool.
A trade, especially if they incorporated the trade on matches. Like, okay, we're gonna put this guy against this guy next week on Raw, or no. Actually, I don't want to do that. You're gonna be on my turf, Raw versus SmackDown, and then if we win, we get. We do 1-for-1, and I don't know. Like these are the kind of ideas that would make people want to tune in. Like, oh, maybe something's going to happen. Oh, is it going to be a trade? Like, I don't know. It's an interesting way to have fun with the brand split, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
So you also have Finn Balor, a guy. What did you think about the Bullet Club reunion?
I thought that was pretty cool, but like, is the club face now, or like they're kind of just tweeners, I guess, at this point?
It's hard. It's really hard to say. Like they had like Gallows and Anderson working in the merch stand like that. I don't know if anybody else likes that in the world, but I kind of find it funny. But they have that going on, and you're not 100% sure if it's like you said, maybe a tweener, who knows? And then you have Finn Balor. So you have the Shield right now, right? And they're probably going to go. Well, you don't really have the Shield with Ambrose being out.
Nope. And
then Seth Rollins in the tag team match. And then Roman Reigns doing his own thing. So you don't really have it anymore. You could probably make them face, I would think. Especially you have the Miz Taraj. You have the Miz coming back as advertised for Raw. And then he's probably going to be with the same two Jokers. Can you have like a face faction? But it's both on Raw. I don't know. Can you do it? Can that be a full-time thing?
I I think they come together when they need to, but they're not necessarily all like together all the time.
Right. It's and people are saying, well, I hope this leads to a Finn Balor heel turn. I don't know if that would work. He's too over. I mean, not according to Vinso, but I still think that he's a little bit too popular to be a heel, if that makes sense.
I think that he should win the championship as a face before he ever like turns heel at all.
It's sad because ever since he did win that Universal title, he has not had the same mojo at all, it seems, you know. And I'm not talking about Mojo Rawley, but he's just kind of lost in the shuffle right now, it seems, you know. And a big victory like the Royal Rumble could really turn everything around, but let's face it, they're probably not going to do that.
So what if John Cena wins the Rumble, but then goes for the Universal title?
John Cena wins the Rumble and goes for Brock Lesnar?
Or maybe even a triple threat between Lesnar, Reigns, and Cena.
See, now you're talking. I think the only way to sort of save whatever plan they're going to go with between Reigns and Lesnar is to insert a third person. I think it adds all kinds of elements of surprise. I think it adds a little bit more of unpredictability because let's face it, if it's just
them two, then you're like, oh yeah, Reigns, come on.
Exactly. And there's something wrong with that picture. If we're sitting here on January 6th or 7th or whatever we are today, 6th, and we're already like, Reigns is going to be champion at WrestleMania. It kind of sucks. And think of it this way. Can you imagine if they go this way, okay, for WrestleMania, where Reigns wins the Rumble, Cena wins the Rumble and goes, right, to WrestleMania and faces Styles, and Reigns, let's say, wins the Elimination Chamber or some sort of number one contender match, and then he goes and faces Brock Lesnar. Both one-on-ones. Then you have Reigns wins on one for Raw, and then you have Cena wins for SmackDown. Do you want to see that?
I don't know. Wait. Elimination Chamber's a Raw pay-per-view this year, so.
It is.
Yeah. What if Lesnar defends the belt in the Chamber, right?
Okay.
And like, say, I don't know. I'm just going off right here. Reigns wins it in the Chamber, and then Lesnar asks for a rematch, and then Cena wins the Rumble, and then that whole triple threat builds together.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually, because that would be more intriguing, and that's like a massive over the top star power main event, something that you would expect at WrestleMania, in my opinion, you know. And then on the other side, you can have Styles versus somebody. so we've kind of, but how is he would have to, you know, do something in order to get that title. So it's like we've kind of put a lot of focus into Raw. I like what you said, don't get me wrong, but you've taken like two massive things and just allocated it straight to Monday Night Raw. And it's like, where does that leave SmackDown and what's going to happen with that? You want to make it so both titles are like, you know, on the same level in a way, but we all know like Raw is going to sort of be like right here, you know, and SmackDown's like just a little bit under, you know. That's what they do, it seems, you know. So you got Baron Corbin in the match also. He announced himself in, and it was just, his promos just suck. I love Baron Corbin, and his promos are just terrible. They're so forced. Like, I could do a better promo than that.
Oh, for sure.
Right now. It's just like, here you go. Say 4 lines and look, you know, try to look intimidating.
He just always has that same voice. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. So you're not really sure if he's mad or if he just wakes up in the middle of the night and he's like that. You don't really know what his character is sometimes. Like, he's trying to be a badass, and because he's trying too hard, it's always there, and it's just, you're like, I'm not sure about it, you know. I kind of feel like him sometimes, like I feel about Luke Gallows. I don't really care sometimes, you know. Luke Gallows, he's a little bit over the top for me. He needs to tone it down a bit and he'll be all right. And Baron Corbin's kind of similar. You got to kind of just chill a little bit. Taking a step back, less is more. You'll be all right. You're a big man. You got a presence about him. But he ain't winning nothing. You know, he's had some opportunities. I love the guy. I think he's got a great future in WWE. But after a year he's had, the Money in the Bank, squashed, done.
My face when that happened.
I know. We were all like, what's going on? And then, you know, and we all know what happened recently. The U.S. title, right? U.S.? Yeah. U.S. title. He lost to a guy that's not even there. Like, okay, you know. But I like what they're doing with that U.S. tournament.
Wait, he didn't get a rematch, did he? And he's not even in the tournament.
No.
What the heck?
I don't think he did get a rematch. So, and I think that's why he has beef with like everybody on SmackDown or whatever. So, oh wait, you know what? He was in a tournament. I'm sorry. He was against Bobby Roode.
Oh, that match.
Yeah,
did that happen already or no?
Yeah, it already happened, and Roode won.
All right.
That's why he was mad. He was mad because he got selected as his rematch, I think, to be in this tournament, and he has to like beat like, you know, what, 3 people just to reclaim.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one. So right now, I mean, you have Bobby Roode that went over on Baron Corbin in this U.S. bracket. You have Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley. Okay, so the winner of that faces Bobby Roode. Who do you like in that one? You got to go with Mojo, right?
See, he already won that one match he had against Zack, and I don't know for like what reason, but I just really like Zack Ryder, and I think Zack Ryder versus Bobby Roode could actually be a great match.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you on that one. I just don't know if that's going to happen. They're probably going to go with Mojo Rawley just to continually build Bobby Roode as maybe the winner in this whole thing. Mojo over Zack. Zack losing again. What's one more for old Zack Ryder? Another loss. Drop in the bucket. No big deal.
Yeah, I think the final is definitely going to be Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal.
Agreed. And on the other side, you have Jinder versus Xavier Woods. I like how Xavier is taking this tournament really serious. He's making it a lot of fun to watch. I loved him and New Day celebrating, and they're like, "No, don't touch the title. Don't touch it. We'll touch it when it's ours." And it's like, and it's a little weird how he's saying, "Oh, if I win, and everybody's gonna have the title." It's like, it's not really how it works. You could do that with the tag titles, but like you have the Freebird rule where everybody's, you know, you can select your partner that day and whatever. But you can't really do that with one title, can you?
No.
Yeah, it's weird. Well, like one day you're gonna have Big E as champion, one day you're gonna have Xavier, and then one day Kofi. Like, okay, like just based on that alone, Xavier's not, you know, he's not winning. He's got a better chance of banging Paige again.
Definitely not.
He's got a better chance of banging Paige again.
He just
So Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal. Who do you have for that? Think they're gonna go Jinder? Jinder as U.S. champion, as my good buddy Nate Dogg has mentioned, would be a great way for him to get some massive heat, especially in the States. He's this Indian guy. I love India, all this stuff. And then he's U.S. champion? Man, it's like Face of America Part 2 with an Indian guy.
That would be so good, but I don't know because, like, Ziggler's probably going to come back and fight whoever the current U.S. champion is. So I'm thinking they're going to go more towards Bobby Roode.
Same here. It's just fun to dream, isn't it? So Ziggler comes back. He's going to go against Bobby Roode at WrestleMania. That'd be a good fucking match, wouldn't it?
If they did it right.
I think it would be pretty good. A good feud, maybe. Bobby Roode on the big stage. I love it. On the flip side of this Royal Rumble, we have, hang on a second, Naomi, Asuka, Ruby Riott, Natalya, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Paige, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Carmella, Tamina, Lana, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan. Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan. Wow. The resemblance between both of these teams is just unbelievable sometimes. Sometimes it's like, who's on what team? What show are they on again? You know?
I can only remember Ruby Riott and Paige, pretty much.
And they're both pasty white. How do you tell them apart?
Like
one has a half a shaved head.
I was talking to my brother about this. Like, how can you just pretend the exact same thing isn't happening on the opposite brand?
Right? And they did it at the same time.
I don't know why. Like, there's nothing going for it.
I don't know. But as you know, I just named 14, contenders. There's still other ones that, they probably could throw in. Like, who's missing here? There's got to be a couple. I did say Carmella. So the only one that's not there is what? Charlotte, obviously.
Charlotte's the champion, though.
Exactly. Bliss is not there. Bliss is the champion. Oh,
Mickey James, Dana Brooke.
Yes. Yeah. Like those two are gonna win. No. Especially Dana Brooke. She got paired up with somebody for the mixed tag. She got paired up with Titus O'Neil, I think.
Well, I guess
it's like
Apollo Crews got paired up with Nia Jax.
I don't like that one.
That's weird.
That's a super weird one. You could how do you not go with Enzo and Nia Jax? Mind blown. So you have all these people. They announced on Monday Night Raw that it's 30 women superstars. They have to go over the top rope. This is something that OTRS Central, he was talking about. I pitched this idea of a Women's Royal Rumble back in August. I said it'd be a good idea. He wasn't on board. And he was like, well, what are you going to do? You're going to throw them through the middle rope? And I'm like, yeah, I see your point. It doesn't add the same impact. And he's like, we don't even have enough. I said, you can have enough. You can bring back some superstars. You can bring back Beth Phoenix. You can bring back Lita for all I care. You can bring back Trish Stratus. You have that's 3 people right there. And then maybe you bring a couple of NXT superstars up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you can definitely do it. And the fact that it goes over the top rope makes it that much better. Like you want the equality. Let's do everything the same way, just like the Money in the Bank ladder match. It's not like they put the ladder only 10 feet high and gave him a step stool. You know what I mean? Like they made everything kind of very similar and everything, whatever, what happened. But
yeah, that was
still
trash.
Yeah, I agree. So, and hopefully they do this with I'm looking forward to it. So where would you put this match on the card?
I think I'd like to see it kick off the show.
Thank you. I agree with you. Why would you do that?
Because it's just, it's the Royal Rumble. You get to see a Royal Rumble match as soon as you get there, and you're you get hyped,
Yeah, and I just don't think it's a good idea to have them back to back, I think it would just drain you. Yeah, and then it would kind of suck a little bit of the energy out of the men's one, and it'd be 2 comparisons. And I know you're going to compare one to the other for sure, no matter where they are on the card, guaranteed. But at the end of the day, you can start it with the Women's Royal Rumble, and then you end it with the men's. Do you think they'll go the other way around and start with the men's?
I don't see that happening this year. I mean,
eventually,
it's the first one, so eventually that could probably happen. But since it's the first one, I don't see that happening.
Because it seems like they're sort of going in that direction down the line. You might see a women's match WrestleMania. So I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to do this, of course. And hopefully they do, because I like the idea. I like the idea because it makes, instead of just seeing a one-off for the women's title, I want to see what this has to offer. It's enough people. I don't know how the elimination process is going to go. It's what, 60 seconds now or 90? They change it all the time. Which one is it now?
I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. So one sweet me bro says, I love Absolution. Riot Squad is cringe. That's funny. The Riot Squad did a good job with the promos to make them look really strong when they started taking out Naomi and everybody else, and they did a good job with that, I have to say. I'm not a massive Paige fan, so I don't love Absolution. I'm not really. It's okay, but I don't know. They could have did this whole thing a little bit differently. It's just weird. What if number 30, CM Punk's music hits, Heroes in there wins, and faces AJ at WrestleMania?
Everyone would go nuts.
Oh my God. And I just hope I have my camera ready for it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, here's the thing with a CM Punk return. We don't have to go too much into that, but it would be awesome. And you know, the only way to bring him back would be the Royal Rumble. That was the last match that he ever wrestled, right? I think.
Yeah, it was.
That was his last one.
And he should have won that one. Oh my gosh.
Totally agree. I know. They messed that one up. Instead, they gave it to Batista, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
So how fitting would it be for him to come in? Okay, either maybe this. What was he? He was a number 2 that year. He was early in the Rumble because he had a good go. He had a good like 25.
He was number 1 because the Authority put him there on purpose because they hated him.
Oh yeah, that was it. So how fitting would it be for him to come back? And they've done it before, right? We've seen like a surprise entrance like Chris Jericho, where I didn't even hear no spoilers about it. Like CM Punk return, especially for a Royal Rumble, you have to be absolutely sure that nobody knows. Nobody.
Oh yeah, just like the Hardys.
Yeah, and like what they did with Seth Rollins, right? They kind of like put a hood around him and all that kind of stuff. Like these are the things you have to do if it ever came to CM Punk returning, especially for a Royal Rumble. You make sure that that doesn't leak. If you want to maximize this to its fullest potential and have everybody go absolutely crazy, that's how you do it, you know? I'd love to see it, though. But here's the thing. You bring back CM Punk, you have to give him the Rumble. You have to. You have to make him win, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't bring back a big star like that and not have him win, in my opinion. You know?
Yeah, CM Punk. I don't know, you know?
Give him a part-time schedule.
You know, I think if he would like to come back, then they would probably, like, you know, do it. But I think he's just been through so much in the business.
I'd like to see him come back eventually, and we'll see what happens there. So you have all these women, going back to that. Who wins? Who do you pick as the winner in this?
Oh, Asuka.
Yeah, but you can kind of get away with her not winning because it's not like a singles match because with the whole undefeated record and all that jazz.
I understand that, but like it just kind of just, you know, makes it feel like, oh, well, she didn't win the Royal Rumble.
I guess so. So you would have Asuka win and eventually face Charlotte. No, I'm sorry, Alexa Bliss.
See, the way they're doing it right now, they're making it seem like Asuka could actually win the belt before the Rumble, so she wouldn't have to be in it, which I would enjoy more.
For a split second on Raw, I thought she did win the title. And I was like, was the title on the line here? And then I was like, no, because there was like very minimal reaction. You know, people still applauded and they were happy, but I didn't feel like anybody was kind of like going crazy, like something just massive happened, you know? So it does seem like they're going to do that, but I don't know, like, because she pinned the champion, so she's pretty much guaranteed. Well, I mean, usually how they do it sometimes is whoever pins the champion gets the title shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be interesting to see which way they're going to go with this. Say it's not Asuka. Say Asuka has the title. Tell me Ronda Rousey.
No.
Do you think she's going to be in it? Sounds like it.
If they pull the trigger on her debuting, then yeah, she could be in it. And if she's in it, she's going to win it.
So she's in it, she wins it, she goes to WrestleMania and beats Asuka. What do you do?
No way.
I'm serious.
Oh, God.
It could happen.
That's difficult. Oh, man.
Is that when Broken Empire breaks his camera?
I guess. Asuka loses.
So we have a bunch of stuff kind of going down as well. The triple threat match between Kevin Owens, not a triple threat, excuse me, handicap match. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn Styles. What do you think of this? Where's it going to go?
Wait, so like, what is it like? Is it like whoever gets the pin is a champion, just like Jericho and Owens?
It sort of seems like they're going that way. But if it's a handicap match, exactly, like, so if you know, Zayn and Owens win, are both of them champions? Like,
Or is it like
where are they
whoever
going with it?
like I don't know. Didn't they do this with Jericho and Owens? Like against Reigns one night on Raw or something?
Yeah, but I don't think the title was on the line. I don't remember that, at least.
So like I don't know how this is all gonna work out, but I don't think that they're gonna win.
Yeah, it'd be a really weird way for, you know, let's face it, AJ Styles needs to highlight WrestleMania one way or another, whether it's on SmackDown or Raw or whatever the case is. He doesn't have to close out the show necessarily, but he needs to walk in as champion, because last year he should have, and it didn't really go that way, obviously, for obvious reasons. You know, the title was stripped off him in Elimination Chamber. No, Cena beat him. Cena lost it in the Chamber. Wyatt won. Orton beat him, right?
I think last year Wyatt should have won the Rumble, and Orton should have won the Chamber. I think it should have been switched.
Yes, I agree with you. Especially with when it came down to Roman Reigns at the end, it would have been it would have been a little bit of a bigger pop. Fans were just really happy that Orton won in that given time because it wasn't Roman Reigns. It was one of those anybody but you, Roman, right? That's what it could have been anybody else in the ring. Maybe John Cena would be the only exception where they would have been not as happy or whatever. But it could have gone either way. And I don't know, man. I don't know. So this year you have that. We'll see. I guess we'll see. It's got some dynamic, but I think that match is primarily there not for a title change, but more to open up the scenes of where this is going between Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. So you're on creative. They say, you know what, Broken Empire, I want you to tell me where this is going to go. Which way do you go?
See, I don't know if Daniel Bryan's going to wrestle soon in the WWE, and so that kind of like automatically puts some implications on that. But I think Daniel Bryan, he's like already kind of turning heel, but like the crowd still likes him, so he's one of those heels, you know?
So if you had the opportunity, let's say Daniel Bryan is able and cleared to wrestle, where do you go? Which way do you do it? How do you do everything? Like, give me some ideas of how you would do this.
Just build up to Daniel Bryan versus Shane McMahon.
And who wins?
Oh gosh. I'd say Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, he has to win, right? Like, especially if it's his first match back and everything else. I don't know if they're really gonna go this way. It's funny because his contract seems to be up soon, if I'm not mistaken. So I like the fact that they're sort of flirting with the idea of like some sort of feud happening or what, because maybe they're slowly starting to realize like, okay, well, this guy can go elsewhere if we really don't give him what he wants. And I find the whole situation is really weird how, you know, certain doctors outside of WWE think he's okay and the ones inside WWE don't. Like, I don't get that whole, I wish I knew more about it, you know? Mm-hmm. It just sounds really fishy to me. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, come Royal Rumble, you have the triple threat match with Brock Lesnar and Strowman and Kane. So you have this set up. You can't keep giving Strowman losses on a big stage like this. I would have almost been okay with the fact of him not being in this match and just have Kane versus Brock Lesnar as a one-off. And, you know, we all know what would probably happen there. And then you have Strowman in the Rumble, and Strowman wins the Rumble.
That would have been fine with me because Strowman needs to be in the Rumble because last year he was in it and, like, it kind of just – I didn't really, like, feel like he was in it, you know?
Yeah, and I think that this year it would be the year that people would really feel it, though, you know? Like, he gets, like, the record. He would have to have the record of the most eliminations.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you would have had Jinder win, again, it opened up the possibilities for you know, again, going back to what we were discussing before with, you know, Raw or whoever, Vince McMahon says, by the way, whoever wins the Rumble can either challenge him on Raw or SmackDown. You know, if you went that way, it would be so cool because Strowman could win the Rumble and go and just annihilate Jinder Mahal, even though I'm wearing his shirt. Besides the fact, Strowman against Jinder Mahal, big pop at WrestleMania, fans go home happy. Why aren't they doing this?
Especially after the year Strowman's had. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I'm okay with the fact of him winning the Rumble and going to Raw, facing Brock Lesnar. Maybe they insert Reigns in that too. I don't know. But, like, they missed the boat in a way at SummerSlam. They should have, at SummerSlam, Vince should have saw how over he was, if you ask me. This is just my opinion as a mark. Vince should have told the ref, you know what? This guy is super over. This is money. Change the finish in the middle of the match, you know? Whatever finish they were going to go with, all right, you replace the winner with Strowman. Strowman is the winner of the match because he was so incredibly over at SummerSlam. They were going nuts for him, you know?
And it was a four-way. I mean, it was a perfect time for, like, it was a perfect way for him to not pin Brock Lesnar but still win the championship.
Exactly. So Lesnar keeps his credibility like he did back in, you know, WrestleMania 30 with, you know, Rollins and Reigns and that, right? You can still kind of keep him there, you know, chilling on ice, so to speak. But I'm sort of getting tired of this Brock Lesnar title reign. I'm just...
Oh, dude. Anytime Brock... like, I am so done with Brock Lesnar.
And Paul Heyman was carrying him for years, you know, and he still is. But I'm kind of getting tired of this whole reigning, defending, undisputed, universal champion. Like, it's like, yeah.
I'm just sitting there like, Paul, did you just say defending? Where?
Yeah, where? Twice, 3 times a year, maybe. So I don't know. It's like I don't feel it anymore. And again, this is an opportunity to create more awesome stuff for Monday Night Raw. You know, is you have Heyman screw over Lesnar. What are you waiting for? Just do it. Brock Lesnar can hold himself a little bit better than you think on the microphone. He just doesn't do it anymore, you know? You see the backstage stuff he does, the sit-down interviews, like what we're doing right now, via satellite or whatever they do. He's better than you think. Do you remember?
Yeah, I mean, like, if they just let him actually wrestle a match instead of just the suplex crap.
There's that too. And not only that, if you're going to have Heyman turn on Brock Lesnar and join some other monster, you know, even Strowman, go join with Strowman. Although Strowman doesn't really need him as a mouthpiece. But anyways, you see where I'm going with that. You have Brock Lesnar grow out his beard like he did in UFC.
No, yeah, I like Brock Lesnar with the beard.
He had a little scruff on Monday Night Raw. I don't know if you noticed it.
No, yeah,
I did. I noticed you have a little bit of a scruff yourself now. Or not. I think your brother has more. No, just kidding. So we went through the whole card. What else you got to add? What else is there to it? I don't know.
To the
Rumble? What do you think? Anything. Any sort of angle. Like what else is really going on other than that?
There's just a random thought I just had, but I think Paul Heyman and Kevin Owens would be a great pairing.
Yeah. It would kind of remind me of when Paul Heyman sided with Cesaro, you know?
Oh, yeah.
As far as like that. And I love that, by the way. That I thought that was pretty good. Not a lot of people did, but I kind of enjoyed it. Paul Heyman and Kevin Owens would be good. The thing is, though, I kind of enjoy what's happening with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn right now.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? It's going to be interesting to see which way they go. Paul Heyman, I'm just done with it, man. I used to, you know what? I used to watch Paul Heyman come out with Brock Lesnar, and I would sit there and listen to every single word Paul Heyman had to say. Every single word. And now when they come out, I'm just like checking my phone because it's the same crap over and over again.
Oh, yeah, he never says
You
anything
know,
different.
not really, and he's very repetitive. You know,
Just like Bray Wyatt now.
a little bit. That's good. Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. I really like this feud. Do you?
Yeah. I'm really into it because, especially with the whole Matt Hardy thing. He's finally broken/woken, whatever.
Yeah, the name doesn't matter. It's more what the character represents, and they've given him a lot of leeway, it seems, as to what he's going to do on the actual the shows. Like they're not necessarily letting kind of creative do it. You know what I mean? Like they're not letting him. Here's your lines and that's it. They're actually giving him a little bit of pull, which is a very, very good move. And I was worried about that. I was like, I hope they don't ruin this. You know?
Do you know when Jeff is supposed to return?
I heard nothing about that.
Because,
You?
what if he returned as Brother Nero, like in the Rumble or something?
See, that's amazing. You would do that. But is Matt Hardy gonna face him at is he gonna face Wyatt at the Rumble? There's no mention of that yet.
If they wanted to, they probably could.
I feel like they're going to do that. They still have a few more weeks to do it. But, here's the thing. Are you going to enter these guys in the Rumble if they're in matches?
Yes, I would.
Yeah? I think they got to do it with the big stars, like the Matt Hardy, the Bray Wyatt, you can do it. Even guys in the main event that, don't necessarily win, it could still work. I don't think anybody's going to be upset, let's say, if Strowman doesn't win against Lesnar and he comes out and he's in the Rumble. In fact, it might be a massive pop for that.
Let me talk about last year's Rumble for a second. When Roman Reigns came out, oh my gosh.
Number 30?
Yeah, one of the biggest letdowns ever.
Yeah. That was a tough one to swallow for a lot of people because everybody was expecting some massive, reaction or some sort of change. There was rumbling of Kenny Omega last year, actually, if I remember right.
Oh yeah, John Cena scrolling on social media.
Yeah. See, that would have been crazy, but they can't really do that again, I want to see where Reigns ends up this year. Where do you think he's going to come out?
I would like him to come out more towards the beginning. It would just kind of set the tone. And, they're in Philly, so.
That's what I'm saying. They would have some big balls to make this guy win again, because the first time around didn't go well, and this time it's going to be even worse, especially in the same town. Oh man, I don't know if it's a good idea. People are saying about Cena and stuff, but I'm pretty sure he's going to get booed too.
I'd have him come out maybe around 15 or so, and then maybe get eliminated towards 25.
I don't mind that. Obviously, if he's in it, both guys are in it. They're going to be down to the final 5, final 10 for sure. Final 5. Well, I mean, for sure, final 10, I should say, or unless there's some crazy elimination. We have seen that before, but I don't know. And there's just different things you can do with this. Not to mention the fact, it's how is it fair if Roman Reigns has the Intercontinental Championship still? It's probably going to defend it that day, right? Maybe. Actually, they might not have time to do all these matches, now that you think about it, right? Each Rumble's at least an hour?
Maybe. Oh, wait, no. See, this is how I would have brought Miz back, but, they just announced it. Maybe Roman Reigns is, holding an open challenge, and then Miz comes back and just wins it back.
Oh, this coming Monday?
Yeah, but that can't happen now because they just announced Miz TV.
Yeah, I know. See, these are the kind of things we were talking about with the surprise returns. That would have been huge if he would have came back and won his title, right? He was just kind of keeping it warm. But that was another thing. I like Roman Reigns. I don't dislike the guy. I think he's very valuable to WWE and everything else. And he's got the look. He's got the market value, and he's everything that you guys want. I don't care what anybody says. It's true. And I just don't know if he was the right pick to beat The Miz. I think that they should have went with somebody else, like a Finn Balor.
Yeah, Finn Balor or Samoa Joe.
Yeah, Samoa Joe. That would have been a good one too. I would even have Roman Reigns lose that title to Samoa
Samoa
Joe.
Joe, yes.
Yeah. You have to do it right now. Samoa Joe has got great charisma, I should say. And he's great on the mic. Everything about him is just like, it's money right now. He's kind of hot. I find he's like a sleeper pick to have success going into WrestleMania. I'd love to see Samoa Joe win and set up some sort of triple threat match for the IC title. That'd be sweet.
So, like,
I don't know who you could put him up against, but
when we were talking about earlier, trying to set up Cena versus Brock versus Reigns at Mania.
yeah.
What if you have so in that scenario, John Cena would have won the Royal Rumble. So, John Cena eliminates Roman Reigns.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Like,
and then
the crowd would be, I think the crowd would be confused.
It would be. They should almost take both of them out of any title picture and just go completely direction and just see like another big match between Big Match John and Big Match Roman.
Yes. Like, don't have...
It would be good.
But, they can't keep Roman away from the title at Mania because...
Now, speaking of Wyatt, right? So you talked about Bray Wyatt before. What if you have Wyatt versus Braun Strowman at WrestleMania? Because let's face it, without Braun Strowman winning the Rumble and being in a Universal title picture again, are they really going to make him? It's not going to happen. If he doesn't win this one, he's not going to be in the title picture come WrestleMania. This will be his like third opportunity in the last 6 months. It's just not going to work, in my opinion, on how they do stuff usually, right? They base it off of that sort of knowledge. So you need a match for Strowman. Put him up against Bray Wyatt.
I think that would be all right, especially since, the whole Wyatt family thing. But
Exactly.
I honestly think they're just going to drag out Woken Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt until Mania.
But I like what you said before with Brother Nero coming back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So hear me out on this one. You have Brother Nero come back, right? And then you have Woken Matt Hardy, and then they sort of like tag team, at least for a WrestleMania purpose. And they face a returning Revival. Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I got your attention, didn't I?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one.
Because remember when they were about to do that feud, the Hardys versus the Revival?
Exactly. So
right before the whole injury thing happened.
Exactly. So it'd be the perfect opportunity to do that. So those are two awesome matches right there. You can kind of go, and you can even have that one for the Raw tag team titles. You have time to sort of take the straps off of Seth Rollins and fucking Jason Jordan.
Oh my God. If Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan fight as a tag team at WrestleMania, no.
No, absolutely not. Seth Rollins is above that, first of all. I love the man. He's one of my favorite on the whole roster. All things WWE related. He's one of my favorites. And this Jason Jordan thing, like, they got to do something different with this guy. I don't know what. They got to do something between him and Kurt Angle. Like, I don't know exactly. But it can't be this, So let's just go on the same page. Let's just say Nakamura wins the Rumble and he faces AJ Styles. You're happy with that, yes?
Yeah.
And then we're not going to change anybody's minds here. We're going to probably say that Roman Reigns is going to win this Rumble, and he's going to go against Lesnar. So those are your two big matches, right? Cena versus Undertaker, probably. That's what I think, at least. Wyatt versus Strowman. Asuka versus, who knows? Could be Paige.
If they could,
that would be interesting.
If they could somehow, put it together. I don't think it's going to happen this year, but Asuka versus Charlotte.
Asuka versus Charlotte, unless they're going a different direction. But Charlotte, yeah. Charlotte's on SmackDown. It gets a little tricky there. Mm-hmm. So Alexa Bliss probably not going to be at WrestleMania, meaning champion. I don't see it happening. She's had an awesome year. She's been great. Time to sort of give it to somebody else. I just want to know who. It seems like maybe Asuka wins the Rumble, wins. You got that pay-per-view filler in the middle of WrestleMania. Paige is injured. No, well, she's injured, but I don't know if she's out for any duration of time. She got stung in some live event. I don't know if you heard about that.
Who? What?
Paige, she got.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
I don't think she wasn't cleared last week on Raw.
exactly. So it's gonna be. They could even do like Asuka versus Paige if they really wanted to. It could just for argument's sake, like Paige is, she would be considered a legit threat towards Asuka when you really think about it, because she's been away for so long. She's come back. She's still got some credibility to her name and everything, even though she's in the faction. It could work. I don't know.
I think maybe like the whole since she's in a faction, they could probably be at ringside. That would just make it more intimidating.
Or if they're gonna, I agree, or if they're gonna go the other way and have Ronda Rousey win the Royal Rumble, have her go against Charlotte. But for the love of God, do not give this woman a title. Please do not do that. Please,
at least until we know if she can wrestle or not.
Fair enough, but at the same time, I just don't love the direction that they would go. So going back to Samoa Joe, let's say we're going to go with my idea with the Broken Hardys versus the Revival. Okay. You have Samoa Joe. That means Samoa Joe would have to take the Intercontinental Championship away from Roman Reigns, because we said Roman Reigns is going to be in a Universal title picture, right? So Joe has the title. And who's his two opponents? I would say Seth Rollins and Finn Balor.
That actually would be great, because it's a triple threat, so it gives that surprise. And those are just three great competitors.
Yeah. A triple threat match with Joe, Rollins, and Balor would be all time. And then people could just like kind of shut up about the fact that like Finn Balor's not being utilized and all that kind of stuff. Give him at least an opportunity. He doesn't have to win. You can easily have Samoa Joe walk out as champion, and I'd be happy with it. He needs something, the guy. Come on. He came up from NXT and he's done dick.
Anyone from NXT, like, they haven't done anything at all.
Seth Rollins had a very good run.
Well, I know, but after Kevin Owens, after that, it's just kind of been
Enzo and Cass, and they never
didn't
even win it. Don't get me started on that. That was a mistake, if you ask me.
Honestly, that really was.
Right. So, and then there has been no payoff since Survivor Series. You were talking about your lovely logo that you did. That was an amazing logo, by the way. That thumbnail that you did for Survivor Series was all time. You have the payoff between Angle and Triple H. What's going on with that? It's been like,
my gosh.
It just happened. Hunter is like the main event there. He just lets everybody look at him right in the triple nose. And then after that, no mention of it. So
he just shows up on Raw the night after. And then after that, there has been no direction at all.
Correct.
So if they're going to do Angle versus Triple H, they better pull the trigger soon.
That's what I'm saying.
I've been hearing Triple H versus Braun Strowman, so then where's Kurt Angle going to fit in that? Like,
Triple H versus Braun Strowman, where does Kurt Angle? Nah, I don't think they're going to do that, man. You heard that?
Yeah, because at first I was hearing a bunch of, obviously, Kurt Angle versus Triple H, because that's the obvious direction. But then, since after Survivor Series, what Braun did and after all that stuff, there was like rumors about Strowman versus Triple H. Like, I personally don't think they should do that at WrestleMania this year, but I don't know, maybe in the future.
Yeah, same here. You got to strike where the iron's hot. Kurt Angle doesn't have a lot of time left. Just do one of those old timer matches, with all due respect, I'm not insulting them about their age. They're very good. They're both very good. I don't care what anybody says. They can still go a little bit. And just put them up against each other. It'd be really good TV going into WrestleMania. I'm all for it. You got the Stephanie factor there. You have Vince McMahon. And on the other side, you have the whole, they need to do these kind of things. They need to have, it doesn't have to be for titles and all that kind of stuff. No, just like a solid mid-card match. You know what I mean? And, you have the Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan thing unfold on SmackDown. And then here you go on Raw between, Triple H and Kurt Angle. Like, this is good stuff. It's not just about, okay, who's wrestling in the ring. I want to see something more. I want to see that authority figure. I want to see those kind of storylines, because I loved the whole reality era. I loved it. And I want them to bring that kind of stuff back and see what's going on.
I've been talking about this with my brother and like some of my friends. Like, when is the last time there was really like a really good feud that didn't involve a title?
A really good feud that didn't involve a title. Any title?
Yeah, just like a straight up rivalry.
Because I was gonna say the Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens. If we weren't gonna go for like Universal Gold, I would have said that one. But nothing. Oh man, that's a good question. Did you ever come up with an answer?
I don't think I did because I mean, they obviously need to try and do that more often.
I'd have to think about it. They're sort of going in that direction with the Zack Ryder Mojo Rawley, I feel.
I know, but it just doesn't feel important, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I got one. And you can look at it however way you want to look at it. And maybe it's just the first one I thought of. Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, they tried with that one, but like
Bray Wyatt didn't even stand a chance. He lost 2 in a row, didn't he?
mm-hmm. I remember as soon as like the Shield broke up, Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins.
Right. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one right there. And like for why I would kick off WrestleMania, we talked about the tournament, Bobby Roode maybe winning, and then facing Ziggler, and then that's just gonna whatever. Bobby Roode probably goes into WrestleMania as champion. You can either have him against Ziggler at WrestleMania, and it would be a solid match. But I've always been a fan of the ladder match. I think they should put the U.S. title in a ladder match this year.
I was thinking they should put the SmackDown Live tag team titles in a ladder match because the Usos and like the depth on that division is just ladder match. It just screams ladder match.
Agreed. You know what? If they're not going to do it with the U.S. title, I am totally with you. And they have to be on the card. The Usos have been so good this year. They have to be on the card.
Oh, yeah.
No pre-show. No. Here's your spot. You earned it, guys. They were so good, So let's look at some of the comments here before we wrap it up. Sean Garrett, thanks for coming by. My name is Clarence. What's up, Clarence? To this, by the way. So hopefully everybody's kind of kicking around. ZTG Wrestling, welcome back, buddy. Jeremiah Noble. And yeah, one sweet me, bro. I love that username. I find it funny. So he's saying Jinder Mahal's winning the actual US title bracket. Interesting. Do you think?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It could happen. It would be good TV if Ziggler's done. If he's done, it's great. Go with it. Bobby Roode will be fine, but we'll see what happens. One Sweet Me Bro says Rousey, whatever her name is training in a performance center, and Asuka, if you have noticed, has been using armbar instead of the Asuka lock, which is being used by Rusi very frequently to finish opponents. Yeah.
So I guess we could see that soon.
I have no comment. I just don't. I'm going to wait on that one until it really happens, and then I'm going to give my thoughts kind of deal. But this is great. So they are setting up a feud. 100%. You're right. I choose not to face the reality on that one, but we'll see what happens. And then Jake's Daily Wrestling passed by. So really good turnout, actually. Yeah. But I think we should probably wrap this up, my friend.
All right.
We should do some stuff going forward. We should did you watch the video with me and X3?
Yeah, yeah.
We should do something like that.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a lot of fun. Or maybe some sort of skit. We're gonna figure something out for the audience because both of us kind of work very similar. We have very good minds when it comes to wrestling, if you don't mind me saying so. And there's a lot of work to be done as far as in our channels to make them better and bigger. I think that you and me could kind of put something together really good, really special that the audience would really get behind.
Definitely. I'd be totally into that.
Excellent. So you're on camera. I'm going to hold you accountable to this now. So watch out.
No problem.
So I want to thank you for stopping by, being on the podcast, the Mountiecast. Still coming up with a name. That one just came to me. So we're going to go with that. And I just would like to say thanks again. You've officially been mounted.
Appreciate it.
So Broken Empire, we appreciate you guys popping by, you and your brother, a little bit. And anybody that hasn't checked out his channel, please do. I'm going to put it in the description box as soon as this one goes off the air. And give yourself a second here and tell everybody where they can find you. Do you have any social media, Instagram, that kind of stuff? So go for it. You have Twitter?
All right. Well, you guys can follow me on Instagram at broken__. There's 2 underscores, Empire. And then Twitter, I don't really use that often, so I don't even know what my Twitter is. If you can find it, go ahead. But anyways, yeah, subscribe to me. You know, I have fun content. Definitely gonna do more collabs with Mountie in the future, and you guys are deleted.
Awesome work. So I appreciate you being here, man. Really good time overall. You know, we covered a lot of ground. I didn't know we were going to go that deep into everything, but it was a lot of fun to sort of like talk about everything, kind of introduce some cool ideas with Royal Rumble, going into WrestleMania, different feuds, that sort of stuff. So, you know what, man, we really appreciate it. Hopefully we could do this again. I know that there's been talks between a triple threat between you, me, and Trivia Reactions. That would be a pretty cool one too, right?
Yep.
So I appreciate you being here, man. Thanks again for stopping by. I am the Mountie, and I always get my views. Rip 'em.
Look at me, I'm nocturnal, I don't sleep. My eyes heavy bags and crow's feet, but I won't be stopped. I go from tragedy to majesty. The victory has been woven into my tapestry. My adversaries not cut from the same flag as me. That's why the champion's gonna be who has to be. This ain't the type of opportunity that disappears. I made it here because I shed blood, sweat, and tears. To get the title, I forever have my sights on. This is where I become an American icon. If you a champion, show me you a champion. If you a champion, show me you a champion. Cause real champions move like champions. And real champions prove that they're champions. If you a champion, show me you a champion.